We are going to use the graph of g of x as shown here to find the following. So first, we want to find the interval of increase. So if we notice, the graph is going up, going up, going up, going up. It reaches highest point, and then it starts going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. And it keeps going down, and we don't see it coming back up. So the interval of increase is from here, from the leftmost, all the way to the highest point, which is right here. So to find the interval of increase, we are going to draw a vertical line through the highest point, and we want to know where it is going to cross the x-axis. And this line crossed the x-axis right here at x equals 1. And we notice that the graph is increasing on the left side of this vertical line. So on this side of the vertical line, the graph is increasing. Okay. So what we want to do is describe the x values in this region, in this section. The x values are x equals 1 and all those that are less than 1. Because the numbers that are on the left side of 1 are less than 1. So like 0 is less than 1, -1 is less than 1. So how do we describe this interval, this section? This is the set of all x's where x is less than 1. So here we write the interval of increase is x is less than 1, which means that when x is less than 1, g of x is increasing. And then we notice that on the other side of the line, the graph is decreasing. So therefore, the interval of decrease is starting at 1 all the way to the right. So all the numbers on the right side here are the x values that are greater than 1. And that is where the graph is decreasing. So we say that g of x is decreasing when x is greater than 1. Now let us see, does this function have an absolute maximum? Absolute maximum is the highest point in the graph, meaning to say it is no other point in the graph is higher than that point. And we see that over here. This is the highest point in the graph. So we call this the maximum. And this maximum point is at 1, 8. This is at 1, 8. So if we are asked what is the maximum point, we will say maximum point of the graph is at 1, 8. But if the question is maximum value of the function, okay, maximum value of g of x, that will be the y value of the maximum point, which is 8. So the highest value of the function is 8. Okay, now we want to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis. So here's the y-axis. This is the y-axis. Now where does the graph cross the y-axis? We notice that the graph crossed the y-axis right here. And that is between 7 and 8, like in the middle, between 7 and 8. So we will say that the y-intercept is at 0, 7.5. Now, the x-intercept is where the graph crosses the x-axis. So here's the x-axis. And the graph crossed the x-axis right here and right here. So we found two x-intercepts. So one of the x-intercepts is at, this one is at 5, 0, 5, 0. So that number there is 5, and the y value there is 0. And then here, the x value is -3. And of course, the y value is 0. Now, find g of -2. To find g of -2, we are going to go to x equals -2. Okay, so here's x equals -2. And then we go to the graph at when x is -2, which is right here. And this point is in the middle, or between 3 and 4. So this must be about 3.5. So g of -2 is 3.5. So we'll put here g of -2 equals 3.5. Now find the average rate of change in the interval -2 to 3. So from x equals -2 to x equals 3. So if we want the average rate of change, we want to find f of 3 minus f of -2 over 3 minus -2. Okay. Now let's find, we already have g, oh, it's not f. Our function is not f, it is g. So let's change this. Okay, I'm just going to change everything. I'm going to change this to g. So we want g of 3 minus g of -2 all over 3 minus -2. Now, we already have g of -2, which is right here in letter F, so we can use that to fill this up, but we just need the g of 3. So let's go find g of 3. So we have to go to x equals 3, and x equals 3 is right here. We go to the function. The graph is right here, and this tells us where y is. Y is at 6. So therefore, this point is at 3, 6. Okay, so now we are ready to fill this up. G of 3 is 6 minus g of -2 is 3.5. And 3 minus -2 is positive 5. And we simplify this further. 6 minus 3.5 is 2.5 over 5. Now 2.5 is half of 5. So we'll just say this is the same as 1/2. Okay. Now for the last one, number 6, draw a line connecting the points -2, g of -2, and 3, g of 3. So these points, we want to connect these points. Okay, so let me try connecting the points. I want to use black. Okay, there. So I need a straight line going through this. Okay, so maybe right here. Okay, nice. All right, here's the line containing the point g of -2 and no, -2, g of -2, and 3, g of 3. All right, now it says find the slope of this line. So find the slope of this line. To find the slope of this line, we need to go from one point to the other. So let's start with this point, and we need to go to this other point by going up and then going to the right. So how much do we go up? This is in the middle, so we make half a step and then 1, 2. So we're now in the same level as the point. So that means we have to go up here by 1, 2. Okay, this only up to here, and that is 2.5. We went up 2.5. Then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. we're going to go to the right 5 steps. So the slope is the number of steps we went up, and that is 2.5. So going up 2.5 and going to the right 5, and that's going to be positive 5. Right 5, going up 2.5. All right, then we simplify this, and 2.5 is half of 5, so we'll say that the slope is equal to 1/2. Okay. Notice the slope here is 1/2. The average rate of change in the interval -2 to 3 is also 1/2. Does this mean we can say the slope is actually the average rate of change? Or the average rate of change is the slope of the line containing the 2 points.